Day 4. Fishing for people. Today's passage, Mark chapter 1 verses 14 to 20, with Matthew chapter 4 verses 18 to 22, Luke chapter 5 verses 1 to 11, and John chapter 1 verses 35 to 51. Focus verse: Come follow me, Jesus said, and I will send you out to fish for people. Mark chapter 1 verse 17. Having been victorious over Satan's attempts to distract Jesus from pursuing his mission, his calling, Jesus invites his first followers. In Mark's concise account of this event, Jesus tells the crowd, "It's time. God's kingdom is within reach. Repent and believe this good news." After he shares his message, Jesus invites two fishermen, Simon Peter and his brother Andrew, to come and follow him. Jesus will teach them how to fish for people. Abandoning their nets and their boats, the brothers do just that. Further down the shore, Jesus calls two more fishermen, James and John, to follow him as well. They too walk away from their life's work, leaving their father Zebedee and his hired hands behind. In Luke's more detailed account, we see Jesus preaching to a crowd gathered at Lake Gennesaret, also known as the Sea of Galilee. Knowing that sound travels better over water, Jesus gets into Simon Peter's boat and asks him to row out a bit from shore. From this vantage, Jesus preaches to the crowd. Though Luke doesn't share Jesus' message, Matthew and Mark both give brief summaries of what the teacher says: "Repent, for God's kingdom is near." None of the gospel accounts, however, share the crowd's reaction, but Luke tells us that after Jesus ends his message, he asks Peter to go into deeper waters and cast their nets. Peter objects, explaining that they fished all night and caught nothing. But for some reason, Peter does what Jesus asks, even though they're tired and the ideal time to fish has passed. When Peter and Andrew cast their nets into the sea, they catch so many fish that their nets are about to break. Peter and Andrew beckon James and John for help. The large catch threatens to swamp both boats. At this point, Peter drops to his knees at Jesus' feet and proclaims himself to be unworthy to be in Jesus' presence. Jesus ignores what Peter says and instead tells him not to be afraid. From now on, you will catch people instead of fish. Having witnessed a miracle, Peter and his cohorts accept Jesus' challenge and follow him. They abandon their family fishing business and instead start fishing for people for the kingdom of God. It's a higher calling for a greater purpose, and they're quick to follow Jesus. Though this is the first time Jesus gets the fishermen's attention with a miraculous catch, it won't be the last. After he dies for the wrong things we've done and rises from the dead, some of his followers will experience another miraculous catch of fish. Jesus will get their attention again, this time confirming he's alive. This second extraordinary catch, John chapter 21 verses 1 to 14, reminds them of his initial call to fish for people. Questions: What is Jesus calling us to do to grow his kingdom? Whether miraculous or ordinary, what has Jesus done to get our attention? Prayer: Jesus, may we fish for people to bring them to you and grow the kingdom of God.